Hey guys, welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. I keep forgetting how these videos are supposed to start, so you'll have to bear with me. I feel like there's something missing. Here we are. It's week 6, and we're getting deep into this Axial Honcho Budget Build-Off. We do have a couple of cool things here that are cheap, that will add another level of scale detail and realism to your Honcho. Now, of course, these aren't things that just apply to the Honcho necessarily, but they are things that can be done cheap with usually materials you have on hand and not a ton of time or experience is required. You may have noticed some of these cool graphics that are on the side and on the top of the truck. My friend Lucas from Austria, also known as Trial Psycho, you can check out his Instagram. He is a very cool builder. He builds some really awesome stuff, and he's also an excellent competitor. He competes in a lot of the recon or long distance style events like the Scale Ultra, and man, he is a beast. He's gonna kill it. I know he's gonna do very well this year. He also does these custom cut vinyl decals, and he did up a set for me with my screen name. And I'm really super happy to have him, and I've also put his Trial Psycho logo on the front of the truck too. Thanks very much, Lucas. I really appreciate that, and I hope you enjoy the bumper stickers. That is not included in part of the budget, as it was a gift. For week 6, the first thing I did was make a snorkel out of scrap styrene. Again, this is a very simple thing to do. You just take 5 or 6 layers of the thickest styrene you've got, create a little pattern in the shape that you want the snorkel to end up being, and just build it up in those layers, glue it all together, and then start sanding. It's really that simple. Once you've got the basic shape figured out, you can add a couple of details on there, maybe even create some super tiny lettering to give it a brand name if you wanted to go to that kind of level of detail. Prime, paint, and you're basically done. That is another one of the recommendations from comments in past videos, and I do appreciate those comments. I love getting all that feedback. Keep doing it. It's greatly appreciated. I drilled 2 holes through the body and then into the snorkel, which I then used 2 screws just to affix it permanently. You could use shoe goo if you wanted, but this is a more permanent solution, and I think we'll just hold it there in place much better. The second thing I did is, yes, another thing from the suggestion box, if you will, and that was add an antenna. Again, very super simple. Just take a length of piano wire or a nice firm wire, whatever you've got on hand. I decided to make mine look like it was an old clothes hanger. As you probably know, sometimes you can replace an antenna with an old clothes hanger, so that's what I did. And you may have seen that before on a couple of other builds on the Scale Builders Guild. It's a very popular piece of comedy, and you know what? I had to do it too. I like the added scale realism that an antenna gives. And if you don't have a piece of piano wire hanging around, use something that you do have lying around. Like, say, I don't know, a paper clip. That would probably work just fine as well. I used my pliers to cut that piece of wire, bend it up, and used a tiny bit of shoe goo and a little piece of styrene to mount it to the truck. Very simple, very straightforward, but gives it a whole new comedic look that I really love. The third thing I did was relocate the taillights. I thought that this was a much better location than the original mounting location that Axial had chosen. Plus, they include all of these light buckets in the spare parts bag, so I didn't have to spend any money to do this. Mounting those rear lights is as easy as drilling through the existing cage with a 3/32 drill bit, plopping a 3mm bolt through there, and screwing it directly into the light housing that comes with the truck. A little bit of clear red paint later, and you've got a fully functional, absolutely cool looking taillight on the Trail Honcho. My thanks to Ratboy RC for coming up with this idea. I saw it on his Instagram and I said, yes, that is something I'm definitely going to do and share with everybody here. So the tally for this week is fairly straight ahead and fairly simple and very cheap. The antenna cost me nothing because I had a piece of wire sitting around that worked perfectly for that. The snorkel is using some scrap styrene that I had lying around, so we'll give that a value of $5. And moving the rear lights cost nothing at all. So with last week's remaining of $8.85, giving me a total of $58.85 to spend, I only spent $5, leaving me with a remainder of $53.85. We are doing so well in week 6. I am so looking forward to spending all of that money in week 7. So that's it for this week. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the feedback, and I would appreciate it if you haven't already to subscribe, and to like this video. And we will see you again in a week for week 7.